Long ago, in an age when gods walked among men and shaped their destinies, a tale unfolded that would be remembered for centuries, a story of love, beauty, and the consequences of desire. It began on Mount Olympus, where three goddesses, Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite, quarreled over who was the most beautiful. Hera, the queen of the gods, argued that her power and status proved her supremacy. Athena, the goddess of wisdom, countered that true beauty lay in wisdom, and only through intelligence could one attain perfection. Aphrodite, the goddess of love, claimed that love itself was the highest form of beauty. Unable to resolve their dispute, Zeus proposed a contest and chose a mortal prince to judge it, Paris of Troy. To Paris was given the golden apple of discord, a symbol of ultimate honor, and he was tasked to award it to the goddess he deemed the fairest. As Paris pondered this divine decision, each goddess approached him with promises. Hera offered him power beyond imagining. Athena promised wisdom unmatched by any mortal. Aphrodite, speaking with a soft yet compelling voice, promised the love of the most beautiful woman in the world, Helen of Sparta, a mortal woman so radiant that even the gods envied her beauty. Paris hesitated, knowing that the choice of a god could alter the course of empires, yet his heart was swayed by the thought of Helen. In a moment of destiny, he handed the apple to Aphrodite, setting into motion a chain of events that would alter the fate of nations. Paris soon traveled to Sparta, his arrival announced with the fanfare of diplomacy. The city, bathed in sunlight and dotted with blooming gardens, welcomed him, unaware that his presence would forever change its course. Helen, daughter of Zeus and queen of Sparta, moved with grace and radiance, capturing Paris' attention instantly. Their eyes met, and in that brief, stolen moment, an invisible thread connected their hearts. Though she was married to Menelaus, her feelings for Paris, an irresistible force of destiny, could not be denied. The two shared private moments in palace gardens, their conversations laced with wit, curiosity, and the growing warmth of forbidden love. They spoke of distant lands, of Troy and Sparta, of prophecies, and of dreams that seemed too fragile to survive reality. Yet each glance and whispered word only deepened the bond that neither time nor reason could sever. As their secret love blossomed, the gods watched from Olympus. Zeus, Helen's immortal father, observed with a mixture of concern and resignation. Even among immortals, love is a power none can fully control. Aphrodite, pleased by her handiwork, ensured that the two lovers' hearts remained intertwined, guiding them toward the inevitability of their shared destiny. The tension between mortal duty and divine will created a fragile balance, but one that could not last. Meanwhile, in Sparta, Menelaus discovered the absence of his queen. His anger ignited, and he summoned his allies to reclaim Helen, vowing to punish Troy for this affront. Thus began the events that would lead to the legendary Trojan War. Paris, though a prince, was unprepared for the scale of what he had unleashed. Armies gathered, ships set sail, and the horizon filled with the tension of imminent conflict. Troy, proud and fortified, braced for the storm of war that was to come. Years passed, and the war raged with ferocity. Battles erupted across the plains, heroes clashed, and countless lives were lost. Paris, torn between his love for Helen and the devastation surrounding him, struggled with guilt and longing. The gods, too, interfered at times, shaping outcomes, inspiring courage, and at other moments sowing discord. Each encounter, each duel, each strategy changed the tide of the war, yet nothing could extinguish the love that Paris and Helen shared. Their love became a beacon in the chaos, but also a curse, for every act of passion seemed mirrored by an act of destruction. The cunning of the Greeks finally turned the tide. Using trickery, they constructed a massive wooden horse, a gift left as a false token of peace. The Trojans, blinded by pride and hope, brought the horse within the city walls. That night, under the cover of darkness, Greek soldiers emerged from the horse and opened the gates to their army. Troy, once unassailable, fell into ruin. Streets burned, walls crumbled, and lives were extinguished in a single tragic night. Paris, defending his city and his love, was mortally wounded. For the love of an immortal woman, he gave his life, leaving behind a legacy of both passion and devastation. Helen was returned to Sparta, her beauty intact, yet her heart forever marked by the horrors that followed her desire. She walked among the ruins of Troy, a silent witness to the consequences of divine interference and mortal choice. The city that had stood for centuries was gone, a testament to the power of love when combined with pride, ambition, and destiny. Even the gods, watching from above, recognize the cost of meddling in human hearts. Thus, the story of Paris and Helen remains etched into the memory of history. It is a tale of love so profound that it defied law, reason, and even the will of kings. Yet it is also a tale of tragedy, for the greatest passion often bears the heaviest price. The love between a mortal and an immortal, while immortalized in song and story, brought destruction, sorrow, and a cautionary lesson for generations to come. True love, it seems, is a force both beautiful and terrible, capable of inspiring awe, yet capable of unraveling the world itself. Even now, the ruins of Troy whisper of that love, of Paris and Helen, whose hearts were joined against all odds, and whose story reminds us that some loves are worth living for, and yet some are worth mourning forever. The tale of Paris and Helen, the prince and the immortal goddess, lives on, a tragic, unforgettable legacy of passion, destiny, and the immense power of love.